Mets baseball is on the air from First Data Field in Port St. Lucie, Florida. Pix 11 Sports presents New York Mets baseball. Today, the Mets play host to the St. Louis Cardinals. New York Mets baseball is brought to you by Mazda. Driving matters. By Cash for Life from the New York Lottery. You could win $1,000 a day for life. By Cheapo Air. Travel the world for less. By Chase Financial Guidance while you're mastering life. And by Dunkin' Donuts. America runs on Dunkin'. All eyes here in Port St. Lucie going to be on Matt Harvey on this day. He returns to the mound after his season was cut short a season ago when he underwent thoracic outlet syndrome surgery. He was 4-10 and an ERA of 4.86 on the season. Hi, everybody. Gary Apple alongside Keith Hernandez. Gary Cohen has the day off, and yesterday we saw Jacob deGrom. He was terrific in his return to the mound, and on Friday, Noah Syndergaard, tremendous as well. But I think, Keith, it's Matt Harvey who's going to draw the most focus because of what he's coming off and the lack of knowledge about thoracic outlet syndrome surgery.
And it's a serious surgery, and certainly Matt this year, what I've sensed in the clubhouse, Gary, he's in great shape, the best shape I've ever seen him in. He's a humbled Matt Harvey, but I think because he's been humbled, he's much more determined. This is a big year for him. You mentioned 4-10 last year, season shortened, and it was a tough 4-10. He got hit hard, so this is has a lot to prove for Matt Harvey. A big year. He is 1/5 of this dynamic starting five, and if he can get it back into that stratosphere he was at 2-3 years ago, boy, the Mets are in for a really good ride.
Well, Matt Harvey was the comeback player of the year in 2015. He looks for a similar fate here in 2017. It's the Mets and the Cardinals from Port St. Lucie. Back in a moment. Sun is shining here along the Treasure Coast of Florida today as we get you set for the Mets and the Cardinals. We send it downstairs right now. We get a look at Steve Gelbs. He's standing by with Josh Smoker. Good to see you, Steve.
Good to see you too, Gary, and good to see these sunflower seeds that are coming. Asdrubal Cabrera basically counted it down, so we were ready for it that time. Josh, for you though, last year, just a quick reflection on it. It was such a long, winding road for you. What was that like to finally get up here and contribute the way that you did?
It was definitely a dream come true. It had been a long time, and and it's been a long road. And to finally get that chance to get out there on a big league mound and contribute to a big league team in a playoff race was an unbelievable feeling, and it's definitely something I'll never forget.
What did you take out of last season and say to yourself, okay, I've been here, I experienced it, now I need to work on this specifically heading into this upcoming year?
I think the biggest thing was throwing to left-handed hitters. Obviously, being a left-hander, I've got to be able to get left-handers out. And I think the biggest thing with that is coming at them with a consistent slider on a daily basis. That's something that I worked really hard on this offseason, was to try and improve my slider to get it to where it was breaking away from left-handers a little bit harder and giving them something to chase after. And I think so far it's worked out, and I'm really happy with where it's at.
So you've been happy with the results with the slider. Is there anything else that you're trying to pick up in spring training and mess with as you head towards the season?
Yeah, just kind of throwing a two-seamer a little bit. It's just something I've been messing around with. I've never really thrown a two-seamer, even in high school. But, you can never have too many tools in the bag, I guess you could say. And I just want to try and make myself the best possible pitcher I can be and try and help the team out as much as I can.
What have you done to try and learn that pitch? How have you gone about picking up something totally new?
I don't really know. I've never, like I said, I've never thrown a two-seamer, so I'm just kind of fidgeting with it a little bit and talking to a couple different guys. And Familia has a nasty two-seamer, so he's helped me out a lot with it. And I haven't really brought out in the game yet. I'm kind of nervous too, but we'll see what happens with it.
Listen, on one hand, you're trying to make a team, but you also did pitch in the majors last year. So do you feel a little more comfortable busting out something new in a game and trying something new rather than feeling the need to prove yourself?
Yeah, I mean, obviously nothing's given. And at the same time, though, you use spring training to prepare for the season. And sometimes that means trying things out that you don't necessarily feel too comfortable with, but in the back of your mind it could help you out down the road. So, yeah, obviously I want to go in and make the team and do everything I can to help the team out. But at the same time, I have to kind of look at it from the longer down the road aspect of it and try and pick up a couple of things that could, like I said, could help me out.
Josh, as your team takes the field, we'll let you go. Thanks so much.
Thanks, Steve. Take care.
Gary, back to you.
All right, Steve and Josh, we thank you so much. When we come back, going to get our first look at Matt Harvey on the mound here this spring. Mets and the Cardinals coming up. We get a check of the New York Lottery lineup. The Cardinals have Dexter Fowler, their big offseason acquisition, in the leadoff spot of Edmus Diaz, the tremendous young shortstop. And Yadier Molina, 34 years old, going to be behind the plate for Mike Matheny and his St. Louis Cardinals. And Dexter Fowler stepping in to get it going for the Cards. And Matt Harvey on the mound for the New York Mets.
Well, Matt Harvey, technically 27 years old. He'll be 28 at the end of the month. This is a big year, as we mentioned, for him. His first spring training start coming off that surgery, that serious surgery. He's looking closely.
And the first pitch by Matt Harvey is in for a called strike. Dexter Fowler signing on that 5-year, $82.5 million deal with the Cardinals during the offseason, coming over from the Chicago Cubs.
Well, a big year for Matt, obviously, and a big year. He's a big component here for this ball club. That had some mustard on that fastball.
Never know about radar guns in the spring, but we saw DeGrom yesterday up around 97, 98, and Harvey into the mid-90s, 93, 94 already. So just for clarification, you might have seen our radar gun, and it's not in sync with the house radar gun at the moment. Ours is a little bit on the low side, so we're trying to get those two in sync. Count is even on Dexter Fowler.
Fowler, of course, picked up in the offseason from the Cubs. Talk about being a traitor. Oh, my goodness.
And a call, third strike. And Matt Harvey's day gets off to a very strong start.
Fastball up and in with 2 strikes. Paint. Beautiful pitch. There's the motion. Straight up and down. Drives off that back foot.
That brings up the shortstop, Ledmus Diaz. Fouls it straight back.
And we'll take a quick look at the defense, brought to you by Mazda. Driving matters. There's your starting outfield, more than likely. The opening day, Cabrera at short, Walker up in that middle infield that you became so familiar with last year.
Ledmus Diaz played 111 games for the Cardinals season ago, showed some pop out of that bat, hit 17 home runs.
Plus he hit 300, and that was a fantastic season. I think 411 at bats, or slightly over 400 at bats, which is a good barometer of his season. And what's most impressive, Gary, is that in his 111 ball games, he drove in 65 runs. That is productive.
Count even to 2-2, and Corey Seager of the Dodgers, landslide winner in the Rookie of the Year voting in the National League, but Diaz in the top 5.
Really a good crop of rookies last year in the National League. It was a real competitive all season.
Called strike 3. That's 2 for 2 for Matt Harvey.
Well, up and in off of Fowler, and low and away to get Diaz here. Borderline pitch, got the call. Looked like a change. Yes, it is. The circle change. You see the grip. Great location.
Yadier Molina steps in, the veteran catcher, on the ground down to third. That's Phillip Evans, handles it easily, and it's a 1-2-3 first inning for Matt Harvey. Well, that couldn't have gone much better. No score. We head to the bottom of the first.
First time home.
We head to the bottom of the first inning here at Port St. Lucie as we get a check of the Mets starting lineup. It is brought to you by McDonald's. Curtis Granderson back in there for the first time since he jammed his thumb making a catch on Thursday. Yoenis Cespedes in left field batting third. Jay Bruce in the cleanup spot. Neil Walker, home runs in his last couple of games, is at second base, and he is batting fifth.
What are they waiting for? Come on, we're out of commercial. We can go.
Mike Leake is on the mound, the veteran right-hander for the St. Louis Cardinals, 29 years old.
Started out with Cincinnati, went over to the Giants last year, first year with the Cardinals, gave him 30 starts, as you see right there. More hits than innings pitched. Doesn't walk anybody. Not an overpowering pitcher, control pitcher. Kind of a dying breed in today's game. I'd like to see it come back.
Making a second start this spring, he went 3 solid no-hit, no-run innings against the Atlanta Braves.
It's not a big guy, Gare. 5'10", 190 pounds.
And signed a pretty good deal with St. Louis. 4 years, $80 million. That's a called strike.
It's good work if you can get it. Go 9-12 and get a big 4-year deal.
Well, they signed Cecil this offseason to that 4-year deal. And he didn't have a particularly great year season ago. Hit on the ground, down to first. It's knocked down by Jose Martinez, and Leake gets over to cover for the first out.
And we'll take a quick look at the St. Louis Cardinal defense. That's brought to you by Spectrum. Fowler, the new pickup in center field, stolen from the Cubs, signed a big contract with the Cardinals. Switch hitting center fielder. Diaz, of course, the rookie shortstop. Peralta was hurt last year, is going to play third base. He had thumb surgery last year. Molina, of course, the perennial all-star catcher, all-star defensive catcher behind the plate.
Asdrubal Cabrera hitting 200 so far this spring, including a home run.
Well, the one thing I like about this Met lineup here is that it's very balanced, and you've got some switch hitters in Walker and Cabrera that can hit from both sides of the plate. Walker, of course, made great strides right-handed last year, hit with power and average. Had his best year against left-handers in his career. Gives the manager lots of options. And as an opposing manager, when you've got some switch hitters in the lineup, you know, you got to pick and choose with your bullpen out there. Creates all kinds of problems for the opposing manager. And there's Mike Matheny, terrific manager for the Cardinals. 86 wins last year for the Cardinals.
That one is popped up into shallow left field. Back goes the shortstop. Diaz, he couldn't find it, but Tommy Pham is there to make the catch for out number 2. Sun is shining here in Port St. Lucie. Got some sprinkles about an hour before the game, but it's beautiful right now. 73 degrees at game time as Yoenis Cespedes steps in.
Cespedes has had a nice spring. Looks like he's ready in mid-season form. Really in good shape. Very strong. Look at the powerful shoulders.
Well, that home run he hit on Thursday, straightaway center field over the batter's eye out there, that was monstrous.
I would be inclined to agree with you, Gare.
Not many can get it over that batter's eye in center. It's 410, and then you've got probably 25 feet up over that.
I think it's more than 25.
You think so?
Yeah. It looks like more than 10 yards from the ground. It's probably around 3rd and 10 right there, isn't it?
Could be. It's tall, and that one's hit well, and nobody's moving. That is up, and that is gone. Yoenis Cespedes, a monster home run to give the Mets a quick 1-0 lead here in the first inning. And man, wasn't that right on cue? Yoenis Cespedes, his second home run of the spring. He's now 6 for a dozen here in the Grapefruit League.
He's going to be a favorite here. A really feel that he should be a cleanup hitter. Let's see what this pitch is. Up. Oh, inner half. Don't want to do that. And this, I tell you, if it had been over, I think it was just to the left of the scoreboard, that had a chance to clear the scoreboard.
And Jay Bruce singles through the left side. So back-to-back hits here for the New York Mets.
Oh, I like that. Going the other way. Jay's been pulling too much. He pulled last year. That was part of his problem. And a lot of things were factors in that finish he had with the Mets in the blue and orange.
Brings up Neil Walker, 15 home runs off right-handers a season ago, 8 off lefties.
It's like to see him use the whole field. You don't have to pull all the time. When you get red hot, then you can pull a little bit.
Neil Walker homered on Thursday against the Marlins and on Friday against Houston. And there goes Jay Bruce trying to steal second base, and Leake turns and fires for the 3rd out of the inning. But the Mets get a run on Yoenis Cespedes' monster home run. It's 1-0 Mets over the Cardinals. We head for the top of the 2nd inning here in Port St. Lucie, Data Bank Field. Yoenis Cespedes providing the Mets with a 1-0 lead. Matt Harvey goes to work for his 2nd inning. He threw 11 pitches in that 1st inning, a 1-2-3. I say first Data Field. Did I say Data Bank? First Data Field.
No, you know what?
I thought I was going to call it Tradition Field at least 10 times, but.
Do you say data or data?
Data. It's data.
Okay.
Occasionally in my life will say data, but I believe the correct pronunciation here is data.
This is the 15th name of this ballpark? Well, they switch names all the times. So, back to the Wago.
Johnny Peralta leads it off here in the 2nd for the Cardinals. He was scheduled to be the everyday shortstop a season ago and then got hurt. Opened the door for Aledmus Diaz.
Good sharp breaking ball from Matt. Big band-aid in the back of the neck there.
That's hit on the button out center field. Back goes Curtis Granderson. He's not going to get there. Hits on the warning track, and that's going to be a ground rule double as it bounces over the wall and hit the batter's eye. And that was hit on the button.
Well, Peralta is an offensive player. Came over to the Cardinals to play shortstop. Kind of lacked the range, and he got hurt. It opened up the door for Diaz to take over at shortstop. He's moved to third base. Big, powerful guy.
That brings up the designated hitter, Matt Adams.
Looks like he's lost some weight, Gary.
He's lost 30 pounds.
Now, he got in the doghouse for some reason on this Cardinal team because I know that they're going to put Matt Carpenter at first base, and he's kind of lost in the shuffle. But I tell you, I like this kid's swing, and he's a big, powerful guy. I wouldn't turn my back on him.
Well, I came to camp, as you said, considerably slimmer. Said he worked on his diet, Pilates during the offseason, and changed his batting stance a little bit more open. Tried to lower his hands, but got off to an awful start down here this spring. 0 for a dozen to get going, and then he said he went back to his old timing mechanism to try and get him back on track.
Oh, Matt's keeping the ball down. Much like I saw Syndergaard. I streamed yesterday the game at home. Watched Syndergaard throw. You and Ronnie had
on
that
Friday.
Game. Yes.
Yep.
And Syndergaard was impressive with the fact that he kept the ball down. Ooh, threw it by him upstairs. And everybody's talking about Syndergaard's changeup, and yes, it was wonderful. And this is where you want to work on things, and that's his one pitch that's his third pitch. And this is where you want to work to get command of it. But I just hope that he doesn't fall in love with it. Be a great weapon to sprinkle in once in a while.
2-2 pitch on the way. Matt Harvey to Matt Adams. By the way, Matt Adams' nickname,
Grizz?
Big City.
Okay.
So I wonder, now that he's dropped the weight, does it still apply? Does he still qualify as Big City?
I have friends in St. Louis, very good friends still, and when he came up, they called him Grizz.
Because of Grizzly Adams, of course.
Yes. Oh, that hurts.
And Adams hit on the right forearm, right hand.
Oh, got him on the tricep, close to the elbow joint. Someone's throwing hard like that, that's going to hurt. This is almost an automatic today. Managers never came out for me, and no sympathy when you got hit.
Matt Harvey, as I mentioned in the outset, comeback player of the year 2015, but he was humbled last season. Finally shut it down in early July, and again did have the thoracic outlet syndrome surgery. And a lot is made of that surgery that not that much is known about, but it's the nerves and the blood vessels, and they're compressed.
And they had to remove a rib.
Right, the first rib.
Which is up high, right near the collarbone?
Exactly.
Yes.
Jose Martinez now with runners at first and second. So Harvey 1-2-3 in the first inning, went back, sat, gave up the double to Peralta, and then hit Matt Adams.
Well, you got to wonder, you got to feel it was a serious surgery, that it had an effect on his performance last year. And let me tell you, towards the end, he had some starts where Matt really got rocked. And you don't like to see anybody go through that. But this game, you take your lumps and you get up and you get after him again. So he's had a whole off season. I have never seen him in such great shape. His waistline is trim. You can see right there at home. He is determined, as I said on the open.
Well, the plan today for Matt, 2 innings, 30 pitches. He's at 23 right now. And I think one of the questions when it comes to Matt Harvey, how much of what he dealt with last year, as far as his wins and losses and the results, were the result of what he was dealing with, because he got off to some terrific starts in games and then they went south. And he talked about his mechanics quite a bit last year.
Well, when things go wrong, you tend to start getting the self-doubt kind of creeps in, Gary, and it's a very difficult thing to.
That is hit on the button by Jose Martinez, and that one is gone. A 3-run homer for Jose Martinez to give the Cardinals a 3-1 lead.
Well, the 3-0 hit sign. And there's your fastball down and in. Martinez last year spent most of the year in the minor leagues in Memphis and Omaha. Venezuelan. Only hit 11 home runs last year in AAA. Anything gets in the air today, Garrett, to left field, it's going to blow out of here. As the flags are, it's really, really gusting today. But that ball was hit hard. 2
balls hit very hard here in the inning. Hit on the ground, wide of third. The Peralta double to center field. That was hit really well. And the Martinez homer, no question about that one.
Much cooler, and you can see 21 miles per hour. It's whipping off the ocean.
Well, fewer than 20 major league pitchers have undergone the thoracic outlet syndrome surgery that Matt had as he strikes out Tommy Pham. First out of the inning.
Third strikeout. Change up. Good sink. Not fair. Out in front.
That brings up Greg Garcia. He had 3 stints up and down from the minors last year with the Cardinals. Lays down a bunt. That's going to be really tough. Harvey off the mound. No chance, and he makes the wise decision by just holding on to the baseball.
Perfect bunt. Whenever I see a bunt like this executed, I know I'm dating myself, folks. But as growing up in San Francisco with those Dodger teams with Maury Wills leading off, Maury Wills was one of the finest bunters I've ever laid eyes on. And the Giants had an Gold Glove third baseman in Jimmy Davenport at third, and he still would bunt and get a base hit.
Well, Maury Wills drove the Giants crazy for a long time.
Oh, yes, he did. He drove the National League crazy for quite a long time. There's Addison Reed down there, had a terrific year last year.
Matt Harvey has now thrown 32 pitches as Harrison Bader, third-round pick out of the University of Florida in 2015. Was that a no pitch? Did he call time?
No pitch. Someone called timeout back there. I'm sure Matt's first start, he is definitely on a strict pitch count. That's why Reed's up, down in that bullpen. Good pitch. Oh, that just missed.
That's in there for a called strike. We believe the count is 2-2. There was some question because of the time that was called. Bader reaches out. Cabrera bare hands. And he pulls T.J. Rivera off the bag, and that's going to be an infield single for Harrison Bader.
Well, you know, you got T.J. Rivera over at, Philip Evans over at third. So, excuse me. I'd like to see him cut across and get to this. Probably couldn't get there. Tough play for Cabrera.
That brings up Dexter Fowler, who struck out in the first inning.
Fowler showing his Cardinal stripes in those socks. in their full glory.
The Cardinals are hoping that Fowler is going to bring a little bit more athleticism to their team in 2017.
Well, this was a card. There's the stripes. This was a team, uncharacteristically Cardinal team last year, that made a ton of errors. They were not a good defensive ball club. Very un-Cardinal-like. Good change.
So Harvey gets ahead of Fowler. Matt Harvey was the Mets' opening day starter last season. Seems like a million years ago. Gave up 4 runs, 5 2/3 on opening day. Hit on the ground. This could be 2. Cabrera. They get the out at second. Wasn't hit hard enough.
No, and you're not going to get Fowler, who runs well.
30 years old. He still gets up that line pretty quickly.
And that's going to be it for Harvey on the pitch count here.
39 pitches for Matt Harvey, and his afternoon comes to an end. 24 of those for strikes, 15 balls.
Well,
so Matt Harvey's day is done. We're back in a moment. Matt Harvey's day has come to an end. Addison Reed is the new pitcher for the New York Mets with 2 outs here in the top of the second inning. The Cardinals have runners at first and third. First pitch hammered into left field by Ledbus Diaz. An RBI single for Diaz, and it's a 4-1 Cardinals lead.
Well, Diaz did not wait around here. First pitch fastball. They say he is quick inside. Look at that nice level swing.
Brings up Yadier Molina, the 9th batter here in the second inning for the Cardinals.
Well, Yadier's getting on in age, isn't he? Doesn't run well at all, never has, but he's slower than slow now in his. Well, I don't need to add on to those numbers. They speak for themselves. He had a fabulous year. Look at the 13 walks. That is incredible. You have 13 walks in 77 innings. You're not going to have a walk on your Stratomatic card.
Well, he's being heavily counted upon this year with the uncertainty surrounding Jeurys Familia, what is expected to be a suspension. Don't know what that's going to be yet, but Reed is going to slide to the back end when Familia, if and when Familia gets that news.
Well, Reed has saved before, so he's no stranger to that job out of the bullpen.
Well, did it in Arizona and did it with the White Sox as well. In talking with him this spring, he said, you know what, I don't prepare any differently to pitch the 7th, the 8th, or the 9th innings. But he did admit, as you said, Keith, that the fact that he's done it before,
yes,
is
successfully
is something that puts him in a position to do it again.
Well, over a 3-year period with the White Sox and Arizona, 2012 to 2014, had 29, 40, and 32 saves.
Matt Harvey had a tremendous first inning, a 1-2-3 first inning, and then got roughed up in the second. Runners on first and second with 2 outs. Molina fouls it back. You know, he may be 34 years old, but he played in 142 games.
Yes, he did.
Last year, 14 more than any other catcher in baseball.
And he hit .307, had a real good year with the bat. Not a power hitter, only 8 home runs, drove in 58 runs. He likes to go the other way. You got to shade him the opposite field, particularly with 2 strikes.
3-2 pitch, that's hit in the air to left field. Going back is Cespedes in front of the track. Makes the catch. But the Cardinals do damage. They get 4 runs, 3 of them off the bat of Jose Martinez. The long home run. Work going on the backfields. The footwork, the ladder there, Keith?
I didn't need to do that. I was very quick on my feet. We didn't have those in my plate.
Neil Walker leads off the bottom of the second inning. Neil was at bat when Jay Bruce took off for second base and was caught stealing. It's been a good spring so far for Neil Walker. Comes in hitting .364 in the Grapefruit League.
2 home runs. It'll be tough to hit one out to right field today.
And he goes down for first out of the inning. So this was between innings. The pitching coach Dan Worthen and Matt Harvey having a conversation.
Well, that's what the pitching coach is about. You talk about your performance, what you need to work on. You need input from your pitcher. If you're a pitching coach, I would think, how you felt.
TJ Rivera takes a called strike one. Dan, and I think you alluded to this earlier, Keith, Dan had said that he thought Matt had been a better teammate in that clubhouse so far this season. The fact that he, and Terry Collins has spoken about this in the past, he was humbled last year by what happened.
Yes, and I think it began last year, too, also. And, I think the old saying is, ground ball to short, easy play here.
I'll step aside, Keith.
I just figured I'd give you a break.
Beautifully done. Edmus Diaz getting TJ Rivera.
Notice how I didn't describe it? Because I learned from the likes of Bill Webb, great pitcher, giants in the industry, that you don't have to describe it. People see it.
It's television.
It's on TV.
Travis d'Arnaud. Right to Diaz.
Whoa.
High throw. And that's going to be an error on Edmus Diaz.
And that's a guy that made a lot of errors in the first half of the year. He was a big problem for the Cardinals. We talked about their team defense, but he was the one that stuck out like a sore thumb. He really struggled in the first half with the glove. And the second half of the season, I guess he got more comfortable, and they said he played an outstanding shortstop.
Well, the Cardinals were one of the worst defensive teams in all of baseball last year, which is very un-Cardinals-like. Phillip Evans takes a called strike one from Mike Leake. Two very unusual things for Mike Matheny and the Cardinals last year. One, the defense was shabby, and secondly, they finished tied for the worst home record in the National League Central with the Reds. And you played in St. Louis for a long time. It's a great baseball town. That's usually a great home field advantage.
They played much better on the road.
Leake reaches out. Very good fielder and makes the play there to retire Phillip Evans. So the Mets get one base runner via the error by Diaz, but they do no damage as we head to the third. Met Spring Training Baseball, always live with the MLB.com at-bat mobile app. Stay connected all spring with radio broadcasts, video highlights, stats, news, and more. Download MLB.com at-bat today. It's your #1 app for live baseball.
Good slider by Reed. Oh, there you go. And that is not the University of Nebraska.
Cardinal fans are everywhere.
We're not in Lincoln, Nebraska, folks.
Top of the third inning. Johnny Peralta leading it off against Addison Reed. He got it going last inning with that ground rule double on the button. He hit it to center field.
Sea of red. We have got a major league umpiring crew here today. That's Greg Gibson behind the plate.
Hit in the air into shallow right center. Granderson slides over to make the catch.
Well, the career numbers for Reed, the last 2 seasons as a Met, he came with 17 games in 2015, and of course last year in the 80 games. ERA in a Met uniform below 2. He kind of ran into a little bit of, got stuck in neutral in Arizona. Had ERAs over 4. But what a pickup for the Mets.
Matt Adams was hit by a pitch in his last at bat. Amazing to think, Keith, he was down in the minors with the Diamondbacks.
Yes.
His career was teetering, and then got a second, third, fourth life here with the Mets, and that was a great pickup by Sandy Alderson and his crew, who have done just such a tremendous job in rebuilding this franchise really from the bottom up.
You know what? It follows a lot of the parallels of Frank Cashin taking over an organization in shambles, the minor leagues in shambles, rebuilding from the bottom up. Sandy very patient, and ownership very patient, and now they're in a position where I think this club is it's going to be I think it's them and the Cubs if they stay healthy.
Cubs won 103 games a year ago. Adams went around for the second out here in the third.
You know, the Cardinals took a step back last year. The Giants took a step back last year. They did things to improve their bullpen. There's the little tight slider. And you see the little circle. Chased it down, little downward tilt. Late and tight. Got him fishing.
Jose Martinez with that 3-run home run to give the Cards a 3-1 advantage last inning. He's battling for an outfield spot in St. Louis. He and Tommy Pham and Jordan Schaefer all in the reserve outfield mix for St. Louis in 2017.
He's played in 12 games last year for the Cardinals, was 7 for 16 for a .438 batting average.
That'll open some eyes.
Yep. That's why he's getting a look this spring. Always pitching from the stretch, Addison. No leg kick. No, he's not dropping drive at all. He throws hard, so that means he's just got a very, very strong arm. He doesn't get any momentum forward, any drive towards home.
Martinez hits another one right on the button. He's 2 for 2 on the day.
Well, that's a nice base hit right there. Very impressive with 2 strikes. Up and in fastball, I believe. Want the ball away. Not in enough. A mistake from Addison. Belt high.
Tommy Pham steps in for the Cards. Tommy Pham is somebody who's battled injury and eyesight issues. He's had trouble with his contact lenses that have really caused him issues, and he's a versatile guy for the Cardinals. He can play all 3 outfield positions, but they believe he now has the contact lens issue under control. He couldn't get fitted properly for contact. He was having a really tough time seeing. Wow. And so they think they now have that cleared up.
Well, he's always been a 4th or 5th outfielder for this ball club. He can run, but he's never put together a solid offensive season.
He's dealt with injuries. Slap Rips one into right field for a base hit. Martinez goes first to third. And the Cardinals have 2 on with 2 outs.
Well, impressive hitting there. That's going with the pitch. That pitch was down and away. Good pitch. That's just good hitting. With 2 outs, automatic. You're not big loper there, Martinez. Big long legs like a giraffe.
Greg Garcia with a beautiful bunt single. Last inning, nobody had a chance on it. First pitch driven down the left field line. Let's go to sail foul. So you mentioned Addison Reed working out of, as we get a check of Seth Lugo, who's going to be the next Mets pitcher, but working out of the stretch. I was reading where Steven Strasburg is contemplating just working out of the stretch.
Really?
Trying to get the motion repeated a little bit more often. Trying to get the mechanics a little bit more consistent. As Garcia jumps out of the way, and I believe that did hit him.
Yes, it did.
So that's going to load the bases up with Cardinals.
Cutter? Yes. Oh, got him on the toe.
So Greg Garcia on first, Tommy Pham on second, and Jose Martinez down to third as Harrison Bader played at both Double and Triple-A last season. Steps in, a chance to do some damage.
Cardinals come out swinging. They got 7 base hits here, first 3 innings.
Cardinals like this young man. They believe that he has a really good, firm command of the strike zone.
That's always helpful.
Just 22 years old, a native of Bronxville, New York. That one's hit on the button. Granderson going back, reaching up, and he's not going to get there. It's over his head. 1 run is in, 2 runs are in, 3 runs are in, and it is a 3-run triple for Harrison Bader.
Well, Curtis has been playing a very shallow center field. This ball's right down the pipe. Good swing on it. And Curtis playing that shallow center field and gets torched. You can see Curtis right there on top of your screen. Very shallow.
So the Cardinals have hit the ball hard and often here this afternoon. Bader busting it out of the box. He's got some pretty good speed.
Yes, no question. Once he got going there.
Cardinals with 7 runs on 8 hits here, and we're just in the 3rd inning. Dexter Fowler 0 for 2 in the game.
Long way to go in this game.
Now, Ronnie and I were here for 3 hours and 20 minutes on Friday.
I tried to hang in with you.
How many innings did we get you for?
3. I wanted to see Syndergaard pitch, and so I was home streaming it in and watching.
And then what?
I just kind of kicked around. I had lots of things to do. Very lazy.
Was the TV on in the background? Nothing, just gone?
I didn't have it on the TV. I had it on my laptop.
Ah, MLB at bat.
Yes. So, yeah, I got distracted. Played with Haji a little bit.
Fowler holds up. Count goes full.
Boy, Curtis Sir is playing shallow center field.
To shortstop, Cabrera. On to TJ Rivera for the final out of the inning. But the Cardinals get 3 more and they lead it 7-1. We head for the bottom of the third here in Port St. Lucie. Mets trailing at 7-1. Rene Rivera stepping in against Mike Leake, who's given the Cardinals 2 innings so far, giving up 2 hits and 1 run. The home run to Yoenis Cespedes.
Nice.
Rivera, first pitch swinging, deposits a single into right field. I needed to slow up a little bit there because Bader came in, and for a moment I think he had ideas of maybe trying to throw him out down at first base.
Don't take my hits away.
Look at the smile on the face of Rivera. I think he thought the same thing.
Definitely had an idea.
Curtis Granderson takes a called strike 1 from Mike Leake. Leake is an Arizona State product. Was a pretty good Mets catcher who played his college baseball at Arizona State, Paul LaDuca. Granderson pops it up into shallow left field. Tommy Pham has a beat on it, and that's the first out. Well, there's Glenn Sherbach. He's the new third base coach and catching instructor for the Mets, and he was out there bright and early this morning working on some drills.
Well, these are base running drills here. They're for the runners, the base runners, to pick up the third base coach. The ball's behind you. You do not want to look over your shoulder. That's what the third base coach is for. And there's Terry Collins, always the teacher, baseball lifer.
Stribble Cabrera flew out to left field in the first inning. So Tim Tuffle was down at third base for many years for the Mets. Is this something that takes any getting used to, or a new third base coach, or is it just pretty second nature?
No, because as a player, Gary, when the ball's hit behind you and you can't make your judgment because the ball's in the right field, you're going towards third base, you don't want to look over your shoulder. You rely on your third base coach. Now, if you get someone over there that you've lost a little confidence in, it's not your decision. You do what the third base coach tells you. He tells you to go, you go. If you get thrown out by a mile, you get thrown out by a mile.
So you do see guys occasionally just make a decision on their own and blow off the third base coach.
I've seen it happen.
Yeah. So how much of that is based on the fact that you're going to pay for it if you get thrown out? Will you hear about it? How do you make those decisions?
Well, I was very fortunate. I had great third base coaches throughout my major league career. Beginning with Preston Gomez from the Cardinals when I was young.
This could be two. Diaz.
Bud Harrelson. I'm sorry, Gary. Bud Harrelson was a terrific third base coach, as was Bobby Valentine.
4-6-3. The Mets get nothing. 7-1 as we head to the fourth. It is the best way to start your weekday. Join Suki, Scott, and the Pix 11 News team with breaking news as it happens, plus up-to-the-minute traffic and weather. Updates on the Pix 11 Morning News, New York's very own. Seth Lugo is the new pitcher for the New York Mets.
Well, Seth won 5 ball games last year, and he was a savior. Him and Gazelman did terrific jobs in that second half of the season.
2 starts this spring. He has pitched 5 scoreless innings, giving up just a couple of hits, and he has struck out 5.
Another guy with not overpowering stuff. Goes after hitters, sinker, slider, change. And he's got guts. He's not afraid out there. That's what impressed me most about him last year.
I think one of the questions, Keith, who's going to be that 5th guy in the rotation if Zach Wheeler is not ready to go, and there's discussion that he's going to begin the year in extended spring training as Ledmus Diaz hits one up the middle. Walker ranges over, but not in time. That's going to be an infield single for Ledmus Diaz.
Well, I think the competition right now obviously is between Lugo and Gazelman for that 5th spot in the rotation. And you know, Gary, most times in Major League seasons, April has a lot of off days, so you can carry 4 pitchers, starting pitchers north. Not so for the Mets this year. The Mets only have 3 off days in April. They need 5 starters.
I think Gazelman right now is at the top of that list, but Lugo has been so versatile, and since he's come up has really been a revelation. As we get a look at Zach Wheeler, expected, if all goes according to plan, to make his first start of the spring, I believe, on Friday.
Well, he's got to be chomping at the bit.
That's hit hard. Oh. Diving stop by Phillip Evans for the first out here in the 4th inning. Well, Phillip Evans has shown himself to be pretty adept with the glove so far this spring.
Left of your screen, the dive. Pure reaction, the hot corner. Nice play.
Evans was the batting champion of the Eastern League a season ago.
Well, the pitcher's very thankful for that. That had big innings spelled all over it. If that gets in there out to left field for a base hit.
Johnny Peralta on the ground to shortstop. Cabrera goes to Walker on to first, and a double play turned by the New York Mets. 6-4-3, Cabrera to Walker to T.J. Rivera. That's a big-time combination up the middle for the Mets. We go to the bottom of the fourth. The Mets trail it by 6. Mike Leake back out there for a fourth inning of work for the Cardinals.
Well, second start for him. Start stretching him out. A lot longer spring training this year due to, I won't say WBS, WBC. Made that mistake 4 years ago.
Well, the World Baseball Classic getting underway this upcoming week. A lot of players. Some have left already. Some are going to leave. One who's not leaving is Noah Syndergaard. And he's been really adamant about the fact that he didn't want to partake in it.
I love it.
Cespedes. Skies one high and out of play along the left side.
And all his comments, I agree with him 100%. I am in the employ of the New York Mets. My job is to get us to a World Series again and win this time. And I couldn't agree with him more. Nice.
That's hit the opposite way, and Yoenis Cespedes has his second hit of the day.
Geez, don't waste all these hits down here, Yoenis. You are in top form. Hit a home run to left field, pulled over the scoreboard, right to the left of the scoreboard, and on the opposite field. Base hit here on a ball down and away. Beautiful.
Yoenis Cespedes, an All-Star in 2016, didn't play in the game, but second time he was named to the All-Star team. Other time came when he was with the A's in 2014 as Jay Bruce, who singled in the first inning, steps in.
Well, there's the freeze right there. Freeze frame for you, Jay Giles Band. Down and away. Perfect, nice pitch. But you know what? Tip your hat. He is so powerful. And the one thing, Gary, that has impressed me with this brief tenure here for Cespedes, and now he's extended that with a big contract there, the four-year, $110 million contract, is that he is a very smart hitter. And when a base hit is necessary, he doesn't look to pull and hit hit the home run. I've seen him go up the middle and get base hits and late and close.
Jay Bruce hits it well out into right field, but the wind is going to hold that up as Bader makes the catch at the edge of the warning track.
Well, needless to say, that's a home run with no wind. But in a day like today, 21-mile-an-hour wind gusts blowing in from right field, forget it. Looks like it's dying down a little, but that could be deceptive.
When we were here on Friday, the wind was blowing in maybe even a little bit more from right field, and we were saying nobody was going to hit the ball out of the ballpark. And this guy right here, Neil Walker, did, but he did it on a line drive.
Well, that's what it takes.
Didn't get it up in the air like Bruce just did.
Whenever you play in Wrigley Field and the wind's blowing in, you got to hit line drives. The only ones that get out of the ballpark are the line drives.
Neil Walker struck out in the second inning. So I know you guys spent a lot of time last Thursday. I made my way back down here from New York, and Gary and you and Ronnie in the booth were going over your knee issues.
Yes.
And you've got the same contraption.
I got the ice thing, yes.
The ice with you again.
I got good news on that. I got ball gets by there. I got good news from Dr. Olchak is that there's nothing wrong with my inside and outside part of the knee as well as the patella. But evidently the medial compartment, whatever that means, I think it's where the bones are in the middle, that is shot. So I only need a partial replacement. I'm sure there went Kurt Gowdy's probably watching right now. He probably fell off the couch.
Pick that thing up, can you, Keith? I need to see that.
Well, it's just everybody knows this. There's a little ice water in here.
And it connects down onto the...
Yeah.
Walker goes the opposite way. That's going to fall in front of Tommy Pham. Cespedes, good base running, goes first to third. And the Mets have 2 on and 1 out here in the bottom of the fourth.
Go with the pitch. You got a sinker ball pitcher out there, right-hander. And Cespedes plays in front of him. And he's got tremendous judgment on the bases. Never hesitated. I mean, you would hope someone would take an extra base on that. That's a gimme.
So Mike Leake in a bit of trouble here in the bottom of the fourth inning as TJ Rivera, 2 for 3 yesterday, had a couple of doubles in that game down in West Palm Beach against the Astros. First pitch swinging into left field. Tommy Pham has it measured. Cespedes at third. He's going to tag and he's going to score. And the Mets have their second run of the day to cut the lead to 7-2. So productive from TJ Rivera. That's going to bring up Travis d'Arnaud, who's the designated hitter today. Came into the day hitting .500 so far this spring, 7 for 14, and his swing has looked more compact. The big looping swing that we saw about a year ago seems to have been cleaned up. Now we'll see if he can continue to remain consistent. Long run for Bader. It goes into the crowd.
Well, you mentioned, Gary, the lengthy, long swing of d'Arnaud. They're trying to make it more compact. It's a work in progress. I think he's still, you can't draw conclusions in spring training. People are trying to get in rhythm of the season. You can't make any judgment. You look at the hitting coach there, Kevin Long, and you really can't draw conclusions until the season starts and he gets into the rhythm.
Darno into center field. That's going to be a long run for Dexter Fowler. He's not going to get there. Hits up against the base of the wall. Neil Walker scores on a stand-up double off the bat of Travis Darno.
You got the ball, and that's the sign here. When you got a long swing, where are you vulnerable? Inside fastball. And that was a fastball in, and he got the barrel out. So that is a very positive sign right there.
Phillip Evans steps in. Grounded back to the pitcher, Mike Leake in the second inning. Well, Terry Collins told me, Keith, that there's, and Sandy Alderson reiterated the same thing. There's a lot on the plate.
Wow.
A lot on the plate, as Phillips is up there in the Cardinals bullpen, of Travis Darno. Not only does he have to get his offensive game back together, but he's got to catch what could be the best pitching staff in all of baseball. It's grounded on the big hop to Aledmus Diaz, who fires across for the final out of the inning. But the Mets get a couple of runs on 3 hits. It's 7-3. We're heading here to the top of the 5th inning. At first, Data Field in Port St. Lucie, Florida. Seth Lugo is back on the mound for the Mets. Eliezer Alvarez replaces Matt Adams here at the plate.
We're still at that point in spring training where a lot of changes. Makes for a very difficult scorecard. You need a pair of binoculars to find out who these guys are. Except the Cardinals here have their names on their backs, makes it much easier for us.
Alvarez singles past Neil Walker into center field. So Zach Wheeler, again, on target to make his first start of the spring on Friday. And this was Zach from earlier today. And there was that worry early in camp when he was shut down after the first time he was out there. But since then, the manager and the pitching coach, they have really been impressed by what they have seen from Zach Wheeler.
All good, Gare.
That's been a tough road for him. 2 years.
Oh, I know.
Alvarez takes off and steals second base easily.
And more importantly, when you're a player and you have an injury, it's like, gosh, I've been doing this my whole life. This is my goal. This is what I want, and I'm here. I'm right ready to grasp it. And you get injured, and a serious injury. And is it going to put an end to my career? It's a scary thing.
Jose Martinez takes a called strike. Yoenis Cespedes has left the game. Travis Tyrone has replaced him out in left field for the New York Mets. Number 73. Lugo took something off, but Martinez did not go around. You know, Zach Wheeler, and I'm quoting him here, said, I try and keep my hopes down because they were up before and shot down.
Right.
So I think his expectations now are not what they were a year ago, year and a half ago.
You don't want to have the emotional roller coaster.
Which is what he has been on.
Right.
Hit down to third. Evans down to a knee. Pops up, fires across the diamond, but it skips past T.J. Rivera. And Martinez heads for second.
Well, makes a nice play here, Evans, but just can't complete it. You've got Rivera at first base, who's not a first baseman. Nice play going to his left. Set himself nicely, just made the poor throw.
And he had time. There was no need to rush that. So the Cardinals have runners on second and third with nobody out here in the fifth inning at a 7-3 lead. And Tommy Pham, who singled in the third and struck out in the second, is up there for the Cards. So when it comes to Zach Wheeler, I think a lot of people forget the fact that he was the first of this group. Keith, when he came over from the Giants, he was looked at as an ace, and now he has slid down the pecking order simply because of the fact that he hasn't been around.
Well, he's a flamethrower, and that'll be something they'll be looking at coming back from Tommy John surgery. The velocity, I mean, he was a hard thrower. A golden arm, as they would say in our day. Good breaking ball. Big hook from Seth there.
So Lugo strikes out Tommy Pham for the first out of the inning.
Nice breaking ball. Nice curve. Ooh, 12-6. Call that a drop.
What do you make of, it was talked about last year that the spin rate on that curveball was the best in all of baseball.
Right. Well,
what do you make of that?
Well, when you have a good spin rate, and as a hitter, you can see it. It's a better breaking ball. It breaks it tighter. And I can tell you, Carlton had that. My pitchers that I experienced, because I'm in the batter's box. And you can tell Bert Blyleven had that. Don Sutton, the guys with the great breaking balls. Doyle Alexander, believe it or not. I mean, Doyle Alexander had one of the best curveballs I ever faced.
Infield is in, trying to cut down a run, but it's not going to matter right there as Garcia singles into center field. 1 run is in. And Jose Martinez is going to be held up at third, but the Cardinals extend the lead now to 8-3.
Left-handers love that ball down. That's belt high. Too much plate. It's a hit parade today.
Cardinals now with 11 hits in the game. as Harrison Bader with runners in first and third. In to face Lugo. I was amazed, Keith. You mentioned Steve Carlton. So his years in St. Louis, 65 to 71. 66 complete games. He won 77 games in those years. 66 complete games. It's a different game now.
Oh, for sure. I mean, Carlton threw 300 innings. You know, Ryan threw 300 innings. I think that's pushing it. But, you know, Carlton was just, oh, he's a Hall of Famer. Please. Speaks for itself. They got rid of him because he wanted $100,000, and everybody knows the story, I'm sure. And with the St. Louis Cardinals, he won 20 games, and they traded him for Rick Wise to the Phillies, who, by the way, Rick Wise was a great guy, and they paid Rick Wise $100,000. So old man Bush got ticked off and bit his nose despite his face.
That doesn't make sense. Bader chops it foul outside of third. Good hands by the third base coach and bad hands by the fans. Lugo is behind Bader, 2-1. Runners at first and third. And that just misses. Greg Garcia takes off, and not a very good throw right there. So runners at second and third now for St. Louis.
And again, you got to be concerned here about Met pitchers holding runners on a little better. Remember last year it got to be, particularly with Syndergaard, it was really bad and at some point embarrassing. You got to hold runners on. Now you got another runner in scoring position.
That one's hit on the ground through the right side, and that's going to cost the Mets another run. I take it back.
Well, it did. It almost cost them two.
Right. Garcia held up at third.
So we're seeing a lot of small ball here today. We've seen some home runs, but we're seeing a lot of guys going to the opposite field. 2-out RBI is always the most difficult. Infield in. I'm sorry, there's only one out here, so scratch that. Can't strike out with a runner on third base less than 2 outs. Got to get that runner in, and you should succeed at an enormous rate. What's an acceptable rate for me? And I could be wrong. I don't have that statistic, but I got to think. I went up there every time, even in a slump where you had to put a ball in play to get a run in, a sacrifice fly. I felt I could get it in 90% of the time.
That's a pretty high number.
Well, I'm not joking. I mean, I just make contact. It doesn't mean you have to shorten your swing. Still aggressive, taking your normal swing, but I'm a tough strikeout. I'm kicking myself on the tails. I'm making the right-hand turn to the bench.
Dexter Fowler 0 for 3 on the day as Harrison Bader dives back into first. Bader's had a tremendous day so far for the Cardinals. 3 for 3, couple of singles. Big 3-run triple in the third inning. Fowler in the air to left field. Tyrone not going to have a chance at it. Past him all the way to the wall. 1 run is in. Here comes a second in Harrison Bader, and it's a 2-run triple for Dexter Fowler.
Well, another opposite field. Two ribeye steaks on this one. That's good hitting right there. Ball out over the plate. Drive that opposite field gap. And we talked about Bader's speed. There he is again. He can run a bit.
So the Cardinals have opened the lead to 11-3.
They've busted out.
They have, as Dexter Fowler's day has come to an end. Magneuris Sierra is pinch running, number 79.
Reminds me busting out of that Pure Prairie Leagues. I believe their first album was Busting Out.
Run that by me again.
Pure Prairie League. I like to bring up the music on the broadcast, especially when it's 11-3.
Paul DeYoung is the pinch hitter. He replaces Aledmus Diaz. Cardinals like DeYoung a lot. He's on the verge of cracking the big league team.
Good breaking ball. Not a strike. Had him fishing.
DeYoung is a natural third baseman. He's been moved to shortstop. He can also play second base, and so that positional versatility that the Mets like so much, that Sandy Alderson likes so much, Cardinals happen to like it a lot as well. It's sort of become the wave of the game. There's a swing and a miss. And the second strikeout of the inning for Seth Lugo.
Big breaker. Been hurt on the fastball. You know, Lugo's not an overpowering guy. He's got to spot his pitches, keep him down. You got sinker. When you're a sinker ball pitcher, you got to keep the ball down.
Yadier Molina, first pitch swinging out into right field. And Jay Bruce is there to make the catch. But the Cardinals put up 4 more runs and extend their lead to 11-3. The sun is out here along the Treasure Coast of Florida. Beautiful day. My question is, Keith,
yes,
while you're here with me and us today, who's manning your boat? Who's controlling the vessel?
Well, I wish I had a boat. Sometimes it's better not to have a boat, you know. It's a drain in your wallet.
Is it better to have a friend with a boat?
Absolutely, especially when they got a big old monster. I got a couple friends with big boats.
Zach Phillips is the new pitcher for the St. Louis Cardinals. He's 30 years old, from Sacramento, California. The Cardinals are his 6th organization. The Rangers, the Orioles, the Marlins, White Sox, and the Pirates also spent a year over in Japan, 2014. Facing Rene Rivera here in the bottom of the 5th inning. 11 runs, 13 hits, 1 error for the Cardinals. The Mets, 3 runs, 6 hits, and 1 error. Rivera singled in the 3rd in his only at-bat of the day. And Phillips falls behind 3-1. Number 85, Adam Wilk, the left-hander, is up in the Mets bullpen. We'll see him next. And Rivera walks. And again, the days do begin early down here in Florida. We see the game, but this is this morning with Rivera and the other catchers and the manager, Terry Collins, working on pops behind the plate.
Now, they made a machine for that, and back in the day, there used to be coaches that were perfect at hitting pop-ups to catchers, and this is a tough day for the catchers to work on this with the wind gusting at 21 miles an hour. But that's why they show up here. We come on at 1 o'clock with the game. There's a lot of activity going on. Players get out there at 10 o'clock. Lots of drills, lots of fundamentals, lots of batting practice, lots of running.
Curtis Granderson grounded back to the pitcher in the 1st inning and flied out to left field in the 3rd. Well, Rene Rivera was a tremendous pickup for the Mets in April of last season. It's not easy when that ball goes up. You've got to turn around, lose the mask. In the wind, try to find the baseball. Granderson hits one on the button, out into center field, and a tremendous catch out in center field by Magneuris Sierra.
Good call. I missed that change. Very nice. This is the big leagues. You can get there, make the catch.
Asdrubal Cabrera hit 289 in the 2-hole season ago. And then 325 in the 6-hole. Where would you like to see him?
That's a good question. I'm just trying to think here. I mean, I like him in the 2-hole. The hit and run is a kind of a thing of the past. But if he's red hot, Cabrera, I like him in the middle of the order to drive in runs. You don't have to be set with a specific lineup. You'd like to. You want to talk to your player and ask, hey, do you mind moving around? A lot of players don't like to be moved around in the order. But I have no issue with him, Cabrera, in the 2-hole. He handles the bat well. Oh, nice play.
Sparkling play down at 3rd base. Number 86, Patrick Wisdom made the catch. Wisdom hit the home run in the 9th inning yesterday to tie up the game with the Nationals, and they ended in a 1-1 tie. down in Jupiter.
It's good that Cabrera is a switch hitter, too. Nice to have a guy that switch hits in that 2-hole. You got Jose Reyes is going to lead off. Predominantly you face right-hand pitching and gives a left-hander up there, which blocks the view of the catcher on a potential stolen base.
Travis Tyrone getting his first at bat of the afternoon. Well, Cabrera hit second, third, fifth, sixth, seventh, and ninth in the order at times last year. So he was amenable to moving and helping the Mets onto their second postseason appearance in as many years. Jay Bruce waits on deck. He would be next if Tyrone can keep the inning alive. Well, the Mets have been terrific offensively so far this spring. 25 runs over the last 3 games, 41 hits, but it's been all Cardinals this afternoon. They've got the 11 runs and the 13 hits, and Tyrone into left field for a base hit.
Well, Tyrone's a hitter. He had a good spring last year. Big, powerful kid.
Mets have first and second with 2 outs. It brings up Jay Bruce. He singled back in the first inning and popped out to right field in the 4th. He's got a chance here with Rivera at second. And that one gets away. And the runners are going to move up into scoring position. Does Tyrone.
Got some locks working there.
Want to know on the Mets right fielder, Jay Bruce. Takes it up high.
Phillips really is closed off on his stretch. Look at that. He's like a hitter with a closed stance. Ooh. So he's got to come across his body. I'm going to take a look to see where he strides with his right leg. I have a strange feeling that he is not going to be striding directly home. And that means he has to come across his body, kind of a crossfire. And I would be correct.
And Jay Bruce walks to load the bases.
And that's probably why he has issues with control.
Jay Bruce's afternoon comes to an end. Patrick Biondi replaces him as a pinch runner.
Well, we are a little less than a month away from opening day on the 3rd. And you're up there. These guys getting 3 at-bats. Neil Walker's 3rd at-bat here.
And Zach Phillips having trouble finding the plate right now.
That is Derek Lilliquist, the pitching coach for the Cardinals. Looks like it's 11-3. We don't want to walk anybody.
What do we know about the hair on the Mets pitchers? DeGrom,
Right.
Syndergaard, Gazelman. It's long, it's flowing. This is just long.
This looks like Ted Nugent out there.
2-0 on Neil Walker with the bases loaded, and that's outside. Cardinals have more activity up in their bullpen. Austin Gomber, the right-hander.
Oh boy.
And Zach Phillips walks in a run. As Rene Rivera trots in with the 4th run of the afternoon for the Mets.
Got a pinch runner for Walker now too.
Matt Reynolds replacing Neil Walker, whose day comes to an end. TJ Rivera grounded out to shortstop and sacrifice fly in the 4th inning. Well, Phillips spent much of last year in the International League, 51 appearances, 4th most in the International League. Mets have a chance to get right back in this game. And there's a called strike.
That's it. Now you got it.
.28-year-old TJ Rivera, undrafted, burst onto the scene last year for the Mets.
Oh boy. Huh. I think if I was home right now, I'd have to go maybe take a walk.
Would that be it? The click?
No, just take a dog out for a walk, get a break.
Well, if you're a manager, that's got to drive you crazy.
Well, everyday player out there, that's got to drive you crazy.
Rivera into center field. And that's going to do it for the Mets here in the 5th inning. But they do get a run. Trip at 11-4. Adam Wilk is the new pitcher for the New York Mets.
The left-hander there, 15 games. I don't know where the heck he was last year. I'll have to look him up. He snuck in on me there.
Ned Rosario is the new shortstop. He takes over for Asdrubal Cabrera. There's Biondi out in left field. Champ Stewart in center field. And Tyrone is in right field for the Mets.
Well, Wilk has had some time in the big leagues with Detroit in 2011 and 12. Just a minimal 8 appearances there. And last year was in the minor leagues. 15 with the Angels.
Patrick Wisdom is the batter. Steve Gelb standing by with Jay Bruce. Steve?
Yeah, thanks a lot, Gary. And for Jay Bruce, this is something totally new for you, being in Port St. Lucie. Has it been strange getting accustomed to a new place after all those years in spring training with Cincinnati?
I don't know if strange is the word. I think that they definitely have to get used to some new things. I was in Sarasota, Florida for 5 years with the Reds. Florida spring training is a little different for sure, but I'm just happy to be back, man. It's as a baseball player, pretty much the whole off season, you're like not thinking about it, and then once middle of January comes around, you're kind of itching to get back. So I'm happy to be back.
When you are, well, I should stop for a second because Patrick Wisdom just went deep there. So the Cardinals now up 12-4.
But count right now,
Well, you were saying that you're counting that home run that you didn't hit, right? I mean, the wind was blowing in earlier for you. You hit that one pretty well.
Yeah, I need that one for sure. And so I'm happy with the swing. And for me in spring training, it's about the process of getting ready for opening day. So I can worry a little less about actual results and focus on just getting ready.
All right, so we'll say that one didn't count for the Cardinals, but yours did. Okay. But when you talk about the process, I mean, you're a veteran. What is your process in spring training? What do you look to do from the start of spring, incrementally building up to opening day?
Well, I think I try to come in ready physically to work. In the spring training, I like to work. I like to work a lot. I like to do a lot of hitting, a lot of drills. I like to throw a lot. And really, in the first bit of spring training, come in and create my routine. Obviously that's one thing that was a little different for me this year, is coming in and kind of understanding the times and what time we had opportunities to do things and how everybody kind of operated. And it's been great. It really has. And my routine's dialed in now, and I'm starting to get here and get my work in every single day. And that's the most important thing for me in spring training, is working, getting quality work in and preparing for April 3rd.
How is that routine different here than with the Reds?
I started doing a few little things differently last year with the hitting coaches here once I got to New York. And when I kind of went into that slump last year, we talked about some things, and they brought some drills to my attention that I really, really liked, and that I've kind of continued to do this year, and we focused on that a lot. And it's just the time. It's really just a time thing.
Right.
You get here, and everything happened a little earlier in Arizona. They have a very good system here, though, man. You get here and you have all the time you need. There's always coaches available, and it's been a really great experience.
Those drills, you're not the first person to talk about liking the drills that Kevin Long and Pat Russler bring to the table. You don't need to get into specifics about what those drills are, but what are you looking to accomplish with the ones that they brought to the table?
I'm trying to accomplish a very tight swing. I'm trying to utilize my legs as much as I possibly can. Over my career, I've been kind of a hands hitter and, had the tendency to come up out of my swing a little bit. And I've really kind of focused on utilizing and really kind of staying in my legs as much as possible. And it's a work in progress. It's going to be a work in progress probably until the day I quit playing. But I like it, and it's a lot of fun. And just like I said, I'm, just here working, man.
Is that something that you saw come to fruition a little bit towards the end of last season when you went on that run heading into the wild card game?
Yeah, obviously I'd like to say so, but it also could have very well been just the fact that it's baseball and I came out of a slump, But I think this, the work and the concentration that I have on the certain things that I'm working on are going to be great for me in the long run.
Jay, you've talked about being excited to be here and be a part of this team. What is the atmosphere around this group in that room a team that clearly has some pretty high aspirations?
I think we just expect a lot out of ourselves and each other, and we have a group of veterans in here with some young guys mixed in. They know what to do. They know what it takes to be ready, know what it takes to be ready for a major league season, and I think understand the opportunity that we have in front of us. Not a lot of teams have the opportunity that we have when it comes to getting deep into October baseball, and that's what we're trying to do. And obviously, we're trying to win a World Series. I wasn't here when the Mets went to the World Series, but I've been to the playoffs a lot. Never made it out of the first round, but that's something that I want to do. I mean, that's the reason I come to the field every day.
Jay, thanks.
Thank you very much.
Gary, back to you.
Well, Steve and Jay, we thank you both. Tommy Pham pops it up into shallow center field. That's Champ Stewart who makes the catch. And while Steve and Jay were having a conversation, Patrick Wisdom, no question about this one, went down to get it, drove it over the wall in left field to extend the lead to 12-4 for the Cardinals.
Right in the wheelhouse down, and then got it up in the air. And left field, it's going to get out of here, and the Cardinals are having their way. 12 runs, 15 hits. 2 home runs.
Jose Martinez leads off second. He doubled off the glove of Phillip Evans. Yesterday in Jupiter, down by you, Keith, Wisdom came up there in the 9th inning with the Cardinals down 1-0 to the Nationals and was very upset. He thought he got jobbed on what would have been a ball 4. The at-bat stayed alive, and he then deposited the game-tying home run into the seats. Or over the wall, and man, that is hit really well by Garcia, and the wind may be blowing and it holds it up, but it's a ground rule double for Greg Garcia.
Well, this is the second time Tyrone out in right field so far this spring has just had I know it's a difficult right field, but he's just having a difficult time out there. Not known for his glove, and it's been kind of glaring here in spring training.
So a bit of an adventure for Travis Tyrone in right field, and that's going to do it for Garcia. His day comes to an end. Breyvic Valera is the pinch runner. .16 hits on the afternoon for the Cardinals. But a big day for Harrison Bader. A couple of singles, a triple.
Hey, hold on, hold on.
Last year, the first year since back in 2010, the Cardinals did not qualify for the postseason. They won those 86 games. But finished 17.5 games behind the Cubs, who won 103 and went on to win the World Series. Which is something that I have never said, Keith, in my lifetime, that the Cubs win the World Series. You either.
That's right. There's a lot of people that put up a lot of years watching the Cubs flail.
Bader wide of third.
No, they did it. They almost gave it back to Cleveland.
What a World Series that was.
They were very fortunate they had a rain delay. I think the Indians had them on the run. But nevertheless, they are the world champs. And congratulations to the Chicago Cubs.
Valera leads off second. And Bader goes down on strikes. But the Astros, Cardinals I should say, get 2 more. Cardinals 16 hits on the afternoon. They lead the Mets 13-4. Mets beginning the day 6-3 in Grapefruit League play. The Cardinals at 6-2. They're going to meet 5 times this spring. This is the second meeting. Austin Gomber is the new pitcher for the St. Louis Cardinals. He was the Cards' co-minor league pitcher of the year in 2015. Pitched at both Single A and Double A last season. Big, tall left-hander, 6 feet 5 inches tall, 228 pounds. Travis d'Arnaud with a cue ball that goes just wide of first. I look over at you, Keith, and that scorecard is a thing of beauty. And it's not easy in the spring.
No, it's not, Gary. And the fact that I only do 10 games in spring, I've had a little break, so I get a little tidy.
You're refreshed?
You know, some of these games get a little long and tedious, and so I work on my scorecard. And that tells the story right there. Mets out hit 16-7.
Travis d'Arnaud on the ground to shortstop. And that's the first out here for the Mets in the bottom of the 6th.
Well, lots of base hits today. Lots of base hits to the opposite field. And here's 2 examples right here as Walker on your left on a ball up but outside corner. And Cespedes even a tougher pitch knee high on the outside corner. And the key to going the other way and driving the ball, not punching it, is that's the one pitch that you hit deepest in the box. You let it travel the furthest towards the catcher's mitt. And if you keep that shoulder in and drive it towards the pitcher, it's a ball that you just don't slap out to the opposite field. It's a ball you drive.
Hit on the button right there by Phillip Evans into center field for a base hit. The 8th hit of the day for the Mets.
Well, Evans continues to shine in spring training. Getting his hits when he has his chance to play.
Phillip Evans playing in his 8th game this spring. Came into the day 3 for 11. He's 1 for 3 on the afternoon. It's Rene Rivera. 1 for 1 with a single, walk, and a run scored. Austin Gomber, 23 years old, taken in the 4th round back in 2014.
Sparkling ERA, no walks, no strikes. He's got the big shoulder lift, front shoulder comes up. Difficult to pick up if you're a hitter.
That's where 34-20 in the 54 games that Rene Rivera started last season.
Well, he handles the pitchers wonderfully. Good defensive catcher, throws well. His issue has always been he's had a tough time with the bat in his hand.
Gomber took something off that one, and Rivera goes down on strikes. That brings up Champ Stewart. He's Spent last year in Single A with the St. Lucie Mets. Going back to Rivera for a moment, Keith, he did a terrific job catching Noah Syndergaard last year. Sort of, in many ways, has become Noah's personal catcher. What's your feeling on the personal catcher scenario?
Well, as long as no one's feelings get hurt. You know, McCarver was Carlton's caddy, as we'd like to say. Baseball parlance. He caught. Bob Boone didn't seem to mind. Bob Boone was the starting catcher.
But as you said, he doesn't swing the bat. Oh, coming right back towards us. Doesn't swing the bat all that well. And if d'Arnaud does get back to being the offensive threat and being a consistent offensive player, it's going to be interesting to see how they divide that time. If d'Arnaud can force his way in there to catch.
Well, d'Arnaud hits. d'Arnaud is going to get the lion's share of the playing time. The Mets really got nothing out of their catching last year. They didn't get much. That was the one weakness. But they have enough hitters in the lineup, and veteran hitters, where, you know, it's like the old days growing up. They had like Dal Maxfield hitting 8th for the Cardinals in 67 championship team, where he was a 220 hitter, but you have enough offense.
That one gets away, and on the wild pitch, Phillip Evans goes down to second base. Well, two key, and we were discussing this the other day, two really key spots down here in spring are going to be the catcher position in Travis d'Arnaud and the guy that you speak so highly of, Michael Conforto.
Yes, and that would be Jay Bruce and Conforto in right field. Because Cespedes is anchored in at left. Terry's got some wiggle room. You know, Granderson's getting older. Granderson's not going to play every day. May see some diminishing playing time against left-hand pitching, Gary. But Conforto and Bruce are left-hand hitters also. So on days that Conforto showed that he played a pretty nice center field last year.
Yes, and he's trimmed down.
He was out there.
Yep.
And he's an athlete. You know, so once in a while he gets some time in center field. You got Bruce. It's a whole lot of spring left. You just don't know what's going to happen. Where people are going to go. If it's a blockbuster trade, you just don't know.
Is Lagares going to see some time in center field? He's got a hit to do that, and he has not hit so far this spring. As you said, there's about a month to go, but if I'm not mistaken, he's 1 for 17 this spring as Stewart fouls it away, comes back out of play. I read where a scout said that he thinks Cespedes should not be in left field, that he should be in right field.
I agree.
With his plus arm.
With his arm. I agree 100%. And I don't know what the issue is there. I don't know if Cespedes does not want to play right field.
Well, we know he doesn't want to play center. That we know.
He's our Mets' best defensive outfielder also. And it's the biggest, the ball four right there. Right field's the biggest part of the park of the corner outfield positions. And you always want your strongest arm in right field. So I think my suspicions are that Cespedes wants to play left. But I agree with you, Gary. He should be the right fielder.
Med Rosario up for the first time this afternoon. The outstanding young shortstop prospect for the New York Mets, one of the best prospects in all of baseball.
Mets have think that this is the shortstop of the future.
Rosario strikes out for the final out of the inning. We head to the 7th. Mets down big.
Monday at 10.
We go to the top of the 7th inning here at First Data Field in Port St. Lucie, Florida. The St. Louis Cardinals leading the New York Mets 13-4. The Cardinals 16 hits on the afternoon. Tomas Nido is the new catcher for the New York Mets.
I didn't know that you had to have a clock in baseball. I thought it was the only sport that didn't need a clock. There.
And that's a fair ball down the left field line. And into the bullpen.
Another off-field hit here.
Magneuris Sierra has the stand-up double. Brings up Paul DeYoung. Get checked down the left field line. The Mets bullpen. No activity going on right now. Down to third. Matt Reynolds ranging and firing to get the first out of the inning.
Well, that's the value of Matt Reynolds. Play all 3 infield positions. Nice glove. Smooth backhand here. Very nice. Looks to runner back. Plenty of time.
Carson Kelly getting his first at bat of the afternoon for the St. Louis Cardinals. Kelly is somebody who's going to be in the mix for the potential backup catcher role with the Cards behind Yadier Molina.
I would think that would be an important ingredient for the Cardinal team with Molina getting older.
Mike Matheny knows something about catchers. He was a really good catcher. And I found that interesting. I was reading where he breaks in a lot of the Cardinals players' gloves. He's become known as sort of this guru in that area. Hammered out into right field. Tyrone going back, then comes in. Makes the catch, and Sierra tags and goes to third. If you're just joining us, a lot of focus, a lot of attention on Matt Harvey. Made his first start in the spring, got off to a terrific start, got a strikeout on Fowler, and then a lead miss. Diaz, 1-2-3 in that first inning, and then Keith in the second. Things did not go as well.
Well, it all started with Peralta on that fastball out over the plate, a hit by pitch here, and you're getting the kinks out in the rust. 3-0 count here to Martinez, and they gave him the hit sign. And that was a 3-run shot. But I think all in all, I think Matt threw good, had good velocity.
That one's hit very well to left. Wisdom, and it's a foul ball.
I thought that he threw well. I mean, he's went down last year. He's coming off a serious surgery. It's the first time he's out there. It's first start. Gary, and I think that just getting it out there, feeling like, okay, I'm okay. Remember, it's a little bit intimidating and scary for a pitcher to come back off a serious surgery, and you know, he'll build on that. So it's a lot of spring left. He's going to have 4 or 5 more starts.
Ended up going an inning and 2/3. He was charged with 4 hits and 4 runs, all of them earned. He struck out 3. Didn't walk anybody. Wisdom skies it just beyond the infield, and Med Rosario goes back to make the catch for the final out of the inning. We head to the bottom of the 7th. 2017 plans with opening day. Guarantee your seats for opening day and the biggest games in 2017 with the Mets ticket plan. Choose from a variety of 20, 41, and 41, I should say, full season plans that include potential 2017 postseason access. For tickets, visit Mets.com/plans, or you can call 718-507-TIXX. Brett Cecil is the new pitcher for the St. Louis Cardinals.
And last year with the Blue Jays, Cardinals picked him up as a free agent. He is a left-handed specialist. Last year with Toronto, 36 2/3 innings pitched in 54 appearances. Big guy. They're
6
all
feet,
big.
3 inches, 235 pounds, facing Travis Tyrone.
Yep. Not a guy you want to charge him down.
When he signed, Keith, he signed that 4-year deal, I think it sort of opened some eyes for some other relievers that there were multi-year deals to be had out there. And Jerry Blevins was one of those guys. I think Blevins then thought, okay, I might be able to get the 2, maybe 3 years that I'm looking for, as Tyrone fouls it off. And it wasn't there. Those sort of deals sort of dried up as the winter went along.
Well, it's a change in the game, a more emphasis on the bullpens, and therefore they're getting paid proportionately. A lot more work in the bullpen, much more importance with today's general managers to the bullpens. A lot of times they were just the base hit right there by Tyrone, and continues to swing a hot bat.
That one rolls all the way to the wall, and that's a stand-up double for Travis Tyrone. His second hit of the day.
Well, he can swing the bat. There's no doubt about that.
Patrick Biondi is the batter.
The Cardinal stripes. I just cannot get used to the soccer look. Where are the stirrups? I mean, I'm sorry. We're playing baseball. Don't like that look.
Are you okay with the stirrups that are not actual stirrups, the stirrup socks?
I have no issue with
At least
that.
that's the look you're in favor of.
Yes, I've been called an old dinosaur before. That's a badge I wear proudly.
I like to consider you a purist. Wisdom ranging over, and that one goes into the stands.
Catcher's got to get out of the way.
My goodness.
Who's that? Is that Roccanello? Oh, that's a fine.
So a full count on Biondi with Tyrone leading off second, and the at-bat's going to continue.
See, Cecil holds that ball in that changeup grip, the circle change. and I'll explain that as ball 4 right there, is that one of the things that Rusty Staub always told me, a lot of guys, was when pitchers have the ball in the most pitchers hold it in the fastball like they're throwing a fastball. And if they have to dig in that glove to change the grip for a breaking ball, that was Western Union to hitters like Rusty giveaways. So if you hold it as your third pitch, your secondary pitch, it's easier to shift to a fastball and not give away. Tip your pitch.
Matt Reynolds, his first at bat of the afternoon. Well, Cecil appeared in 54 games a season ago. That's the lowest total since he became a full-time reliever in his 8th season with the Blue Jays. Matt Reynolds behind 0-2 in the count with 2 on. Travis Tyrone leads off second. Biondi off first. TJ Rivera waits on deck. So I got here on Thursday and it was 91 degrees. Last few days it's been really windy.
A little bit of a front came through here. 73, and it's interesting how it's chilly. Are we used to the warm weather? It's chilly in the shade. Always is. I brought my vest here today. I haven't needed it thus far.
Here's the 1-2 to Reynolds. He takes it downstairs. Count evens up.
It's very rare you see a pitcher with a everyday player number. Cecil's got number 21. I believe that was that Kurt Flood's number back in those 60 Cardinals. Not sure.
Kurt Flood was number 21.
That's what I thought.
Reynolds gets out of the way. He's friends with his son in St. Louis. Kurt's son. Yep. Haven't seen him in many years, but
quite a center fielder. Quite a hitter. Wow.
Reynolds works out a walk to load the bases. Back-to-back walks by Cecil.
Kurt Flood was the one that got the ball rolling with free agency. He got traded to the Philadelphia Phillies and he refused to go. And that was the beginning of the long trek towards free agency in baseball.
TJ Rivera with the bases jammed here. Mets have a long way to go. They're down 13-4. Change the game. I still wonder about, I know that there was a lot of acrimony, but Marvin Miller was right in the middle of that as well, Keith. And well, he was somebody who changed the game as well. I do believe he belongs in the Hall of Fame.
That's it's beyond a shadow of a doubt. And if you look back over the history of this great game, well over 100 years, I don't think anybody's had as big a bigger impact on the game as Marvin Miller. Boy, oh boy. Cecil's having a hard time.
Wilmer Becerra has come out on deck for the Mets. Here's the 1-2 pitch. And Rivera just barely stays alive. Rivera grounded out to shortstop in the second inning, sacrifice fly in the fourth, and flied out into center in the fifth. Bounces one over third. In comes Tyrone. Right behind him is Biondi, and it's a two-run single by T.J. Rivera to cut the lead to 13-6.
This is the second base hit here where the ball bounces over the third baseman's head. So it must be a very hard field out there, which is not good for your knees or your ankles and your lower back.
Wilmer Becerra steps in. He came over sort of the forgotten man in that trade that brought both Travis d'Arnaud and Noah Syndergaard to the Mets in exchange for, amongst others, R.A. Dickey. Nikias and Tolley also, the catchers, also went to Toronto in that deal.
Well, the Mets open up with the Braves at home, a 3-game set. I'm sure Tehran is going to be the opening day pitcher for the Braves, but it could be game 2 and 3. Cologne and Dickey.
How about that? I've had so many people come up to me this offseason and say, gosh, I love Bartolo Colon. Why did they let him go? And I think it was the right decision. He was getting $12 million from the Braves. You've got to pick a point where you say, okay, he's 42 years old. Can he continue to get it done at the rate that he has? It's difficult to make those decisions, but at $12 million, I don't think it was a difficult decision. As Becerra down to third, off the glove of wisdom. Matt Reynolds around third. He's going to score, and the lead is cut to 13-7.
Well, if he makes this play here, just doesn't get the glove down, just under the glove. Would have been able to get up and tag third for the force.
Second baseman Luis Guillorme.
And that's going to bring up Luis Guillorme. First pitch swinging into left field. Back goes Cunningham, still going back, and that is gone! A 3-run homer for Luis Guillorme, and the Mets have cut the lead now to 13-10. They're on the way back.
Went with the pitch, belt high up, got it in the air, and it's gone, and that's going to be all for Cecil, and this is a 6-run afternoon for Cecil. Did not get anybody out.
So a pitching change. Sam Tuivailala comes in as the Mets have 6 on the board. Three runs and 29 hits so far on the afternoon. Mets have put up 6 runs here in the bottom of the 7th inning to get back in this game as Sam Tuivailala is the new pitcher for the Cardinals.
Tuivailala is got a terrific arm, just a bit wild.
Let's go downstairs to Steve Gelbs.
Gary here with Rene Rivera, who started this game as a catcher seemingly hours ago. I mean, it was hours ago, but Matt Harvey started the game, first start, post-op. The results are one thing, but what are you looking for from a catching perspective when he just gets out there back on the mound?
I mean, I think that, he did a great job. First time out there, seeing real hitters. Because he's, going to backfields and throw simulator games is not the same adrenaline going. So, we're just looking to throw strikes, get his mechanic just going and nice and smooth with the arm. And he did it. Got real good changeups, good fastballs, located well. Those sinkers both sides of the plate. And, the slider was good, Unfortunately, a 3-0 pitch, the guy was swinging, but at the same time, you want to throw a strike in that situation, and he did.
How'd you think Harvey's velocity was?
I really didn't see the radar gun, but it seemed like some hitter got hit in the fastball. So I guess he was good.
He told us back there that this is all part of him ramping up right now, so he's not necessarily on the fastball trying to go all out, but he was happy with the off-speed stuff. And you mentioned the changeup and the slider looking good. What in particular about those 2 pitches did you like?
Well, I like all, we throw some curveball too, but the changeup was same arm action as a fastball, and at the end it was dropping, down in the strike zone. It was good. Slider was crisp, short, and I guess some depth in the outside corner. So he did a great job. I think that first time out there, sometimes you don't want to do too much. You want to get yourself ready for the next one and be ready for the season.
You also caught Noah Syndergaard in his first start the other day, and obviously they're two different guys. One coming off of the surgery, and Syndergaard coming off of a real great season for him. He looked good to the naked eye. Was there one thing, though, from a catching perspective that really stood out to you about his start?
I think it was throw 99, 100.
That stood out to you?
Yeah, I think it was good. I think he keep his composure out there. He knows what he have to do to get ready for the season. So he was going through the game like he was the opening day. So he looked good. With slider, changeup was. That's the thing. That's the pitch that gave me my attention. Was the changeup was real good. So it's a good sign that it's not only a slider. We have to throw for strikeout. Now we got another weapon as a changeup.
Yeah, his changeup was something that he was talking about a lot after the game, and he mentioned that he thought that changeup could be an even better swing and miss pitch for him than the slider. Is that something, as a guy that's caught him a lot, that you could see develop?
Oh yeah, for sure. I think that we talk about after the game, with Dan and him that. We can go out there and throw fastball changeups. We don't have to use the slider much because it's a nice weapon to have. And when you throw 99 and when you throw 100 and you throw that changeup 88, 90, you get the people out. So, it's a good thing that he worked on it. He showed it the other day, and hopefully we continue to work with that and go through the season.
Rene, do you want to talk about yourself a little bit? We talk to you about everybody else all the time.
I'm good.
Well, let's ask you one thing, though. I mean, you came on board here midway through the season, and the one thing we saw at the plate from you is you showed a little bit more power than maybe some people did expect. Is that something that you go up there with that approach as Champ Stewart strikes out, but you go up there with that approach of wanting to do damage to the baseball and provide that type of power when you're in there?
Well, I'll go out there and try to do my best. You got to know your role. You got to know what you're available to do and what you're going to do in this team. So, you just want to go out there, and have a good at-bats, put a good contact, get some hits. And if homer, come, I take it. But I just want to have the opportunity to go out there and, having a good at-bat and help my team to win.
Rene, this was really nice of you to do. I don't know if you guys had any idea, but he was packing up his stuff. The World Baseball Classic, when are you off, tomorrow morning or are you off today?
Yeah, we're leaving tomorrow. Ricky, TJ, and Seth, we all leave at the same time tomorrow, going to Arizona for a couple days, a couple exhibition games out there. And, we're ready for the 10.
All right, so I'll let you keep packing. Thanks for a couple of minutes right here, and good luck down there.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, guys, back to you.
All right, Steve and Rene, Sam Tuivailala comes in to quiet down the Met bats. But the Mets do get 6. They get back within 3 runs. It's 13-10 as we head to the 8th. So there's a look at Levi Filippi, who has been the longtime tech manager on the broadcast. Now, I'm an interloper here, Keith, but you're around these guys all the time, man. And he is leaving for greener pastures, heading for the NBC Sports Group, going to work on the Olympics, and very much going to be missed by Greg in the truck and everybody who's involved with the crew.
I've never met an Oklahomian I didn't like. We're going to miss him. Tulsa, Oklahoma. I love Tulsa.
So what does he do? Trade in his SNY paraphernalia for maybe a shirt or jacket with the Olympic rings on it?
Maybe he can save the Olympics.
Do they need saving?
They need saving.
Well, we are going to miss Levi. Tom Corzolani is the new pitcher for the New York Mets.
Oh, we're in the 8th inning.
Top of the 8th inning. That ball is hit very well out to left field, and that is up, and that is gone. Home run for Anthony Garcia. And the Cardinals have put a couple of touchdowns up on the board.
Up fastball out over the plate. Not good pitch.
Apologize. We had a couple of seconds there of technical difficulty on picks, but we're back in business. Maybe that's Levi. That's the curse of Levi now that he's leaving. He's out of the truck and these things happen.
Ooh,
pretty
nice,
good catch.
Nice. Oh, he almost
Yikes. Hold that man back.
And the earth shook.
Chad Huffman is the batter. Takes a called strike from Tom Corzolani. Corzolani is trying to make this team, but has not gotten off to a great start so far this spring. Todd Cunningham waits on deck for the Cardinals. And the count goes full at 3-2. Dominic Smith has come into the game at first base for the Mets. Hit in the air out to right field. Travis Tyrone has it played perfectly, and that's the first out here in the 8th inning. So, you know, the day begins early, not just for the players, but for myself and you as well. And we were looking at your trials and tribulations throughout the course of the day, and they did begin early, did they not?
They did.
Yep.
Came to the ballpark, got out of my car. We have these little cards that are the parking pass. And I put it on my dashboard, and it proceeded to slip. There's 2 outs. I better get the story in.
that.
It
Rose
slipped
comes over to
down.
make the catch.
It slipped down the base of my my dashboard on top, and it went down, and it disappeared. And fortunately, we had Big Dave come with a great idea with an Allen wrench.
An Allen wrench?
Not a wrench, and whatever, like a pipe wrench. And we got it out. And my hands were too big. And one of Greg's friends, our producer, much slighter fellow with little hands, was able, Dr. Max April, little tiny hands, and he went in there with this elbow, whatever, Allen.
It's not a wrench.
It's not a wrench. It's a pipe.
A pipe, right.
It's in a right angle. Anyway, he got it out. Oh, there's an E. I don't know if they wouldn't let me in the ballpark if I don't have my parking pass.
You're Keith Hernandez.
That's my line. Anyway, we're trying to be. Oh, that's a very rare mistake by Matt Reynolds here. It's a long afternoon. We're trying to be entertaining here in this 14-10 fourth quarter baseball game.
Now, here's the good news: is that you tell the story, and now because of the new Gary, Keith, and Ron Instagram account, people are going to get to see behind the pictures of the event that happened today. And I understand the account just started, and there's 10,000 followers already.
I've been told that. It's not my idea. It's our geniuses in the truck. I think it's a wonderful idea. And
we're trying to get with the times.
We got some followers. So
I would think that would be the case. You're a very popular crew.
Well, Gary, you're going to be involved in this.
I'd like to be involved in it.
We should get a picture of this, by the way, because you're in the booth. You're part of the team. Let me get my camera here. Let me get my phone, take a picture of you.
Well, let's take a selfie.
Let's do a selfie.
Now, if we're really going to get with it, we need to take a selfie. Is what
All right,
we need
hold
to
on.
do here.
Don't make me nervous.
And that can.
All right. All right, we're gonna. Ready?
All right.
We'll
I
do
like
a
this.
selfie. Ready?
Yep.
Hi, smile. That's going to go right to DeMarsico, and it's going to go on
the Instagram account.
Absolutely.
Wow. So now that you have an Instagram account, and now that you've done a selfie that's going on the Instagram account, that is really getting into the millennial world. You text that right to John in the truck.
Text, not an email. Okay, got it.
It's quicker. Harrison Bader up there with a man on first. And 2 outs here in the top of the 8th inning. And Bader's on via a walk.
Another walk.
Another walk brings up Magnus Sierra. Sierra's had a very good afternoon since replacing Dexter Fowler. He doubled in the 5th inning, doubled again in the 7th. Hit in the air to center field. Champ Stewart ranging over towards left field to make the catch. So the Cardinals get a run. It's 14-10. Get Citi Field on Saturday night, April 8th, when the Mets play the Miami Marlins at 7:10. It's the first fireworks night of 2017. After the game, fans can enjoy a fireworks show that will light up the Citi Field sky. For tickets, visit Mets.com/fireworks. Travis Tyrone has had a good day since he came in for Yoenis Cespedes, a single and a double. Sam Tuivailala remains on the mound for the Cardinals here in the bottom of the 8th inning.
He came in after the 6 runs were given up by Cecil and struck out the side. He's really got a good arm, this kid, and he's just a bit wild. But he's a big, strong guy. Good fastball, good breaking ball.
Tuivailala was an all-star in the Pacific Coast League last year. Tyrone, Biondi, and Reynolds expected up here in the bottom of the 8th inning. That one lined over the second baseman into center field.
3 for 3 for Tyrone. Himself a nice day at the plate.
Logan Taylor getting warm in the Mets bullpen, number 82. Cardinals beat the Mets 6-1 in their first Grapefruit League encounter. Roger Dean Stadium back on March the 1st. They've got 3 more meetings this spring after today.
Can't get used to the major leagues having double flaps. Just can't get used to it.
It does have a... Well,
little
should I say
look.
it? We wore them in Little... you can say
League.
it, but yeah.
It's a Little League
we
look.
wore them in Little League. Biondi shoots one. That's a fair ball. Inside the bag at third. Tyrone sliding in safely to third. It's a double for Biondi. And the Mets not going to go quietly here in Port St. Lucie this afternoon.
Right down the line. A lot of off-field hits today. Opposite field. Right over the bag.
So Matt Reynolds with 2 in scoring position. Chance to get the Mets even closer. Much of the crowd that showed up here today still on hand. Reynolds fights it off. Cardinals have more activity in their bullpen. It's Matt Bowman. Matt Reynolds, 26 years old, Tulsa, Oklahoma native. Like Levi. And he takes that up high. Count goes to 3-1.
There you go.
So Reynolds walks to load the bases. And the Mets are going to bring the tying run to the plate in number 74, Dominic Smith.
That is walk number 7 for the Metsies. Seven walks and 2 hit batsmen. Pitchers have not walked anybody.
Travis Tyrone leads off third. Patrick Biondi off second. Now Matt Reynolds off first, and first at bat of the day for Dominic Smith. Long fly ball can tie this game up.
Big swing. Right after him, 2 straight gas attacks. Be hard to turn this wind around in right field.
Smith showed more power last year than he has so far in his career. And so Tuivailala gets Smith swinging for the first out.
Number 60, Wilmer Becerra, the designated hitter.
So now it's Wilmer Becerra. He takes a called strike 1.
If Tuivailala gets the command of his pitches and throws strikes, he's got a chance to have a long career, but control is his issue.
Well, he has struck out 33% of the batters that he has faced in the minor leagues. A 12.8 strikeout to walk ratio over 9 innings. So Becerra behind 1 and 2 as Luis Guillorme, who went deep, waits on deck. And Becerra goes down for the second out here in the bottom of the 8th.
2 strikeouts, all fastballs. Took care of Dominic Smith on 3 fastballs, and now Becerra on 4.
Luis Guillorme, that 3-run home run in the last inning, getting the Mets closer. Long fly ball now will tie it. Don't forget it was Guillorme who made that amazing catch of the bat on Thursday, saving the lives of both Brandon Nimmo and TJ Rivera. Never flinched in the Mets dugout.
From the stretch, Tuivailala doesn't really drive off that back foot, but boy, I tell you what, he's got a powerful arm.
Here's the 0-2 pitch. Right on the button now, 3 hours.
It's play 2.
As you chuckle under your breath. Not even under your breath.
Only Ernie Banks could get away with that.
I'm not sure even Ernie could on a day like this. 1-2 to Luis Guillorme with the bases loaded. Lays off and the count evens. Close, but Guillorme takes a called third strike. Crowd doesn't like it. Mets leave the bases loaded as we go to the 9th inning.
Welcome to our one. Our next telecast on Pix 11 coming your way Sunday the 19th when the Miami Marlins go to pay a visit to First Data Field. Mets and the Marlins right here on New York's very own home for baseball, Pix 11. Logan Taylor is the new Mets pitcher, 6'5" tall, 245 pounds. Another Oklahoman from Jenks, Oklahoma. Spent last season at AA Binghamton. Through 85 2/3 innings. Going to face Paul DeYoung to lead it off here in the 9th inning. And DeYoung takes a called first strike. Taylor comes right over the top on that delivery.
Everybody's a giant today, 6'5" and over.
Yeah, Ronnie was commenting the other day, no weights when you guys were playing. I mean, it was a whole different mindset.
The weights came in later. There was no weight room, that's for sure. Came in later in my waning years with the Mets.
Skied a mile high into foul ground, and it's going to go out of play.
Boy, look at that swing. Who needs weights?
Oh, I drove that one deep, looked like.
Can you remember the exact?
No, I don't.
I bet.
I do not. Look at that weights line.
Trim, fit. I'm going to say it, not just because I'm sitting here with you.
What?
But when I work with you, I like to go back and look at some numbers.
Okay.
How you are not in the Hall of Fame is beyond me. I won't even go too crazy on that.
It's okay. You know, when it's all said and done and I turn to dust, it won't matter.
Hammered out to left field, goes foul. Co-MVP 1979, Willie Stargell. You hit .344 that year and drove in 105 runs.
104.
Was it 104?
Maybe you're right. I don't like to take away my RBIs. I scored 116 runs, I think, that year. I led the National League in runs and doubles and batting average that year.
That one gets away, but DeYoung goes down on strikes for the first out.
Excellent.
Excellent that you had a great career, or excellent that we're 5 outs away?
Excellent that it was on your K 2-3 on your scorecard. A lot of the crowd has slipped away. It was a full house today. Cardinals always bring their fans. But with the 14-10 score here, a lot of people have hightailed it.
Carson Kelly, his second at bat of the afternoon. He flied out to right field back in the 7th inning. So it's going to change in camps around baseball next week with the start of the World Baseball Classic. Mets manager Terry Collins will have to do some shifting and adjusting and give some guys some chances that maybe they wouldn't have had if it wasn't for the WBC.
Hey, if you're a young player, it gives you an opportunity to get more playing time. Try to impress that man right there.
Kelly fouls it straight back. Here's a look at who's heading away to the World Baseball Classic for the Mets. Ty Kelly is already gone, playing for Team Israel. Brandon Nimmo for Team Italy. We heard Steve Gelbs with Rene Rivera. He'll be with Team Puerto Rico along with Seth Lugo.
I think if I was someone in Ty Kelly's position, and this is not a negative, I mean, I'm kind of on the outside trying to get in, make the ball club. I don't think I'd want to go and play in the WBC. I think I'd want to play in front of my manager and get opportunity to play in front of him so I can make the ball club. And it's not Ty Kelly's fault here. It's just, I mean, what's the priority? I think that Syndergaard kind of hit the nail on the head.
Do you believe that organizations take note of such things?
Well, I'm not a fan of the WBC.
Right.
Okay, I think it's.
Well, the problem with the WBC is, I mean, there are so many good things about it, but there's not a great time for it. I think that's the biggest issue.
Well, it interrupts the spring training.
Right.
Kid trying to make a ball club.
Wisdom pops it up on the infield. Yorme settles under it.
And suppose someone gets hurt. Suppose a pitcher goes out there and blows his arm out. Or there's a collision or something. I mean, I don't buy it. And I have I know I'm supposed to promote baseball here, but I have absolutely zero interest in the WBC.
Well, that's the biggest thing. It is for the promotion of the game.
Is it still? Is it still in the Olympics, or they take it out? Since we talked about Olympics earlier.
Yeah, they had taken it out, but I'm not sure if it's going back in or not. There's the possibility that it is going back in.
Then that's where it belongs.
Anthony Garcia homered last time up.
Wasn't the... Well, no, I won't go there. I could be wrong. I don't want to make a misstatement. I don't have the facts.
I'm interested to know where you're going.
Or the recollection. I think I have Oliver Perez. And I don't know if it was the Olympics. I don't think the WBC was around then. But he went away and played during spring training and hardly pitched, if I'm correct. And then he came back to the Mets, and he wasn't ready when the season started. He kind of sat, in the bullpen out there. If my memory is correct, and I just don't know if it was the WBC or was the Olympics.
Well, there are certainly, many schools of thought on this, and the Cardinals, Matt Carpenter, was excited about playing for Team USA, and he has decided not to go now. He's not in the game today. He's been dealing with some back stiffness and spasms, and so the Cardinals decided, and Matt decided, that it was in his best interest not to go. And of course, we've talked at length about Noah Syndergaard coming out, and he did that over the winter. It wasn't just here in camp, because he said what, ain't nobody won the World Series playing at the WBC. But for many, playing for your home country is a great honor. Jay Reese Familia looking very forward to it.
I'd rather have Jay Reese here in camp.
Full count to Garcia. Second walk of the inning for Logan Taylor, putting runners at first and second. That's going to bring up Chad Huffman. Matt Harvey making his much anticipated return to the mound this afternoon. Jacob deGrom yesterday, Noah Syndergaard on Friday. Tomorrow it's going to be Steven Matz. If all goes according to plan, that's going to be the way it's lined up for the Mets. Syndergaard, deGrom, Harvey, Matz.
Oh, got him.
Maloney gets hit on the foot down at third, but he seems to be fine. No worse for the wear. Cardinals third base coach Chris Maloney. And he's right in the coaching box, and that's something that has been changed for this year. You cannot be below that. One of the new minor rule adjustments. Hit in the air to center field. Champ Stewart goes back to get it for the final out. So a final chance for the Mets coming up. We head to the bottom of the ninth. It's 14-10.
First time.
We head to the bottom of the ninth inning here at First Data Field. The Mets trailing the St. Louis Cardinals 14-10. The two teams have combined for 32 hits on the afternoon.
Wind blowing hard all day out to left field. It's like a windy day in Wrigley. And usually when you have a windy day like this, a lot of runs are scored, and the score is 14-10 Cardinals.
Matt Bowman is the new pitcher, former Mets farmhand. Former Rule 5 draft pick. Tomas Nido, well thought of in the organization as somebody who has major league skills behind the plate. Bowman, 25 years old, turns 26 in late May. Mets got back in this game by scoring 6 runs in the bottom of the 7th inning. Nido reaches out and through the right side. So Tomas Nido gets the Mets going here in the 9th.
Another off-field hit here.
Back to the top of the order we go. Champ Stewart. Mets going to be in action tomorrow down in Jupiter, Florida, going to take on the Miami Marlins. Spring training is going to be a little bit longer this year because of the aforementioned World Baseball Classic. That's on the ground to third, but foul. Yoenis Cespedes got the scoring going for the Mets on the afternoon. A monster home run in the first inning, his 2nd home run of the spring. What was that excessive tapping? Stewart takes it outside, so the count goes full now at 3-2. Ahmed Rosario is waiting on deck. Bowman is a guy who likes to induce the ground ball. He was ranked 6th amongst National League relievers a season ago, a 62% ground ball percentage. Here's the 3-2 pitch on the way. Hit on the ground. Wisdom ranging to his left, gets the out at second, but that's all they're going to get.
Almost threw that ball in the right field. Could have got two here. Kind of threw the old lollipop over there.
Breivik Valera had to go up to just save it from going into the outfield to get the out at second. Med Rosario hits it out left field. Moving a little bit over to his left is Todd Cunningham to make the catch in the second out of the inning.
Number 73, right fielder Travis Tyrone.
So the Mets are down to their final out.
Three for three for Tyrone today. Can anybody get him out?
Couple of singles and a double. Takes a called strike. Mets have committed 2 errors on the day. Now the Mets are down to their final strike. Bowman trying to close it out for the Cardinals. Tyrone will not hear of it. His 4th hit of the day, and it gets by the left fielder Cunningham. And Champ Stewart racing in with the 11th run of the day for the New York Mets as the lead is cut to 14-11.
Well, Tyrone can hit. Inside fastball, he turned on it. Little sinker down and in, and there's a botch.
So the Mets are not finished yet. As a gust of wind blows the dirt around home plate, Biondi steps out. Biondi, couple of walks and a double. He's had a pretty good afternoon himself.
34 hits. A lot of guys had good days today.
18 hits for the Cardinals, 16 hits now for the Mets. Two-0 on Patrick Biondi, and now it's 3-0. If Biondi can get aboard, the Mets once again will bring the tying run to the plate. Matt Reynolds waiting on deck for the Mets. Slap to the left side, Wisdom ranging, firing, and he gets Biondi over at first, and that is going to do it. St. Louis Cardinals knock off the New York Mets this afternoon by a final of 14-11. The two teams combining for 34 hits as Mike Matheny and his team 2-0 now against the Cardinals down here in the Grapefruit League.
5 home runs in this game, a hitter's ball game with the wind blowing hard out to left field. Home runs by Cespedes. That was back in the first inning, his second home run of spring training. He continues his torrid hitting, and a 3-run shot by Guillermo.
We're going to check up the game summary. Matt Harvey got the start for the Mets. A lot of focus, a lot of attention on Matt. He went an inning and 2/3, gave up the 4 hits and the 4 earned runs. He struck out 3. And as Keith mentioned, a pretty good day for Yoenis Cespedes. We'll come back to Port St. Lucie and wrap it up in just a moment.